also electing a federal candidate for the Republican nomination for Congress. And this is going to be done through a convention. May 19th at Harrisonburg at the JMU Convocation Center, which is where the Republican Party of Virginia convention was in 2016. It's a basketball arena. It seats like 15,000 people. Some huge numbers. It's a big place. And so not only has Scott Sayer, the chairman, rigged this thing for Cynthia Dunbar, cheated, tried to change the rules, wouldn't give the candidates the delegate list, shared them with Dunbar, hired Dunbar, paid her, did campaign work in his office, didn't report it, pays Dunbar, then Dunbar takes that money, loans it to her campaign. I mean, the whole thing is a complete scam. And I wasn't even going to go. I was so sick of it. Like, I got better things to do with my life on a Saturday. But then, get this, they ban the media from attending the convention on the floor of the convention. They ban the media. It's not just me they ban, everybody. So they sent this memo, they ban the media from going on the floor of the convention. And what they do is they're putting them in a special roped off section in the third mezzanine level, 3 levels up, and you can't go down. Which means you can't interview anybody, you can't broadcast anything live, you can't talk to the delegates, you can't talk to the candidates. It's like doing a basketball game in the press box. It's worthless. So they banned the media. This has never been done. I've been to, how many conventions have I done? 20 of them? Both sides of the aisle, Democrat and Republican. I've never seen the media banned from the floor. Whitback didn't ban us. Reince Priebus didn't ban us. Susan Wecker of the Democratic Party of Virginia didn't ban us. No convention I've ever been to has banned us. In fact, the last convention in Harrisonburg at the James Madison Arena was in April of 2000 or May of 2016, and that was the Republican Party of Virginia, and they didn't ban us, and they had plenty of room. What's worse is, you know what their reasoning is? They have to make room for handicapped people. You have got to be kidding me. This is a basketball arena. You have to make room for handicapped. There is plenty of room for handicapped people. It's an arena. It seats 17,000 people. There's plenty of room for handicapped. So they take handicapped people and the ADA and they hide behind that. Now, why are they doing this? So they can cheat. And nobody knows about it. Look, I hate conventions, number one. Number two, this convention is disgusting. And this is why the Republican Party of Virginia is such a disaster. Because of these shenanigans that continue to go on. Lying, cheating, rigging, and now they're banning the media. Well, the media is not banned, they say. You're in the mezzanine in a special section. Yeah, 3 levels up where you can't talk to anybody. You can't even do a show. I got to cancel it. The hell am I going to do in the mezzanine? It's a convention. The whole purpose of it is to be able to talk to anybody that comes by that wants to say anything. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of broadcasting it live. And you can pot into everything. You can pot in to the speeches. You're in the mezzanine. You can get nothing. You have a pair of binoculars. Outrageous. And Chris Shores is defending it, and Diana Shores, all the convention Dunbar people are all defending this. Why are they doing it? Why? One reason. Keep you in the dark so they can continue to cheat and not have the pressure of it going over the media airwaves in real time by who's ever doing it. Unbelievable. Then they tried to ban like campaigning on the floor because they don't want anybody talking to their delegates. I mean, the whole thing is outrageous. This is why the Republican Party of Virginia sucks. And they just, John Whitbeck just stepped in and stopped the whole thing. Joining us now is Kathryn Lewis. Kathryn is one of 8 candidates running for Congress in the 6th District, the Big Three. And I call them the Big Three because they're most likely to be one of the winners is Cynthia Dunbar, who we have as the favorite. She's a convention beast, and she's going to make this, tremendous convention speech. She could have won this thing without all this. I think this is going to backfire on her. Ben Klein, House of Delegates member from wherever he's from, Lynchburg, good conservative, but he's running the most snooze fest campaign ever, and his speech is going to put your butt to sleep. I guarantee it. And then Chaz Haywood, who is the clerk of court for Harrisonburg and that area. So he's an elected official also. And then Kathryn Lewis, 28 years old, also running for Congress, and she's been involved in this whole thing for some time. Kathryn, good to have you with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Have you ever seen such a thing?
No. This is a circus, and I don't know what they think they're going to try to accomplish and how this is going to help the Republican Party in any way.
Kathryn, let me just ask you this. You're 28 years old. I had a chance to meet you a couple weeks ago at Nancy Dye's house. I mean, you look like a really fine young woman with a great resume, with a great future ahead of you. Why would you even get involved in the Republican Party of Virginia? I mean, why would you even have the motivation to do any of this?
Honestly, it's case in point of what's happening right now with this convention. I don't want the Republican Party, and especially not here in Virginia, to be this bad and to be this corrupt. And I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines and not doing anything about it. I want something to change, and I want the Republican Party to do better and to be better than what was on display right here. We all talk about that. We know that politics are corrupt and they don't do things this way, and there's all these backdoor deals. And we're bringing it to light. And I think that's what's causing them so much anguish, is that for once, people are actually standing up and saying, this isn't right, and we're going to do something about it, and they're freaking out.
Why hasn't Cynthia Dunbar, who's the favorite right now in my judgment, and I give her a better than 50% chance of winning, why doesn't she just stand up to this and say, stop this? Let me ask you something. Why wouldn't Cynthia Dunbar's campaign and Cynthia Dunbar herself want her convention broadcast to the world in real time? Why wouldn't she want her speech carried over the networks? Why wouldn't she want up-close pictures? If she's going to win, why wouldn't she want the world to know about it? Why is she part of this? And you can't say she isn't, because I did battle on Facebook all weekend with Diana Shores, who's a paid operative of her campaign.
I know. And that can only lead to one logical conclusion. And, we've asked that too. And it's like, we just want her to come out and respond and say, this isn't right. Things that have been said about me aren't true. And I'm going to provide you proof and evidence otherwise. If we could just have the proof and evidence that none of these things that have come to light are true, and that, she's really not done these things, that would make a huge difference and show us her character and show us that she is an ethical person in that way. And to have her actually respond, not her paid operative, not her campaign manager, but her herself actually come out and respond to these things. I've yet to see where her personal self, has yet to respond to any of these accusations.
Why?
I don't know. But that's very alarming, and that's very troubling, and kind of, I think, has been part of this whole situation is, if you haven't done anything wrong, it shouldn't be a problem to come out and say that you haven't.
I don't think you can be more plain than that, right? I don't know why Dunbar doesn't just stop this nonsense. And, all the things that this convention has done through Scott Sayer, who's absolutely should get beat by Jennifer Brown. That's why I backed Jennifer in this race. So full disclosure, I've endorsed Jennifer Brown over Scott Sayer. I led a fundraiser for her, so full disclosure. But I don't think this party is ever going to get out of its own way if they continue to have leaders like Scott Sayer that are willing to rig a convention in order to benefit their candidate. There's got to be a better way than this.
Why not give every candidate an opportunity? Like, does he have a personal vendetta against Ben or Chaz? I don't know what the problem is. And then he had 5 other candidates step up to the plate and say, hey, we're going to be a part of this too. And he hasn't done anything to help us. And, we're all new to politics in general. And as a chairman, there were so many things he could have done, to try to help us. And, this is not, we have to pay $5,000 a piece just to even run and be on the ballot. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not for fun. This is a very serious investment of our life and our time and our commitment to this party. And we want our commitment to be returned by the people in leadership.
We're with Kathryn Lewis. She is one of 8 candidates running for Congress for the Republican nomination in the 6th district that'll be decided in a May 19th convention. She's an underdog, but she's fighting hard and she's trying to do the right thing, and I appreciate that. I want to also tell my audience that Kathryn has offered my broadcast team 2 or 3 of her floor passes in order for us to get down there, and we appreciate that, Kathryn, for stepping up for that. It's a big deal for us.
It should not do that, right? It should not come down to us having to give you floor passes to have access to this. This is absolutely ridiculous.
It is. You know what? The whole thing is outrageous, and this is the thing. You know, you've got the Sayre and the Dunbar people saying, well, you know, the media has their own area. No, we're 3 levels up on the mezzanine behind a rope, and we have no access to anything in real time. Now, why did they do this? This has never been done. This breaks with all precedent. I've been to 20 conventions live. I've never been thrown out of access to the floor. Not in national conventions. When I was in Cleveland or Philadelphia, we had access to the floor as media live. I mean, in national conventions and in the 6th district convention, they don't have room and it seats 17,000 people. You got to be kidding me.
Exactly. And, you know, that's the thing about it, too. If you're not doing anything wrong, or you would be scared to have media talking to the delegates and the people there, what's the problem? And we've also made suggestions on how to redo the setup that they have with the stage, because they set the stage up now where it's blocking off so many seats. They're limiting the seats on the floor intentionally. And every suggestion we've made to try to give more room on the floor for guests, for media, all of the above, they've shot down. They don't want to do it. They refuse to make any changes to the setup to accommodate more guests and media.
It's an incredible display of rigsmanship by Scott Sayre and Cynthia Dunbar and their team. And it really gets back to the old adage of keep it small, control it all. I mean, they have this convention. They're trying to cheat to win. They could have gotten the votes if they just played by the rules. And now the final straw is they ban the media. Just not me. It'd be bad enough if they just banned me. They banned all media. I don't care, Fox News, anything. All media gets banned, can't go to the floor, which ostensibly defeats the purpose of going there, right? You go there to get access. You want to talk to people live. You want to talk to delegates. What do you think? Yes. What did you think of the speech? Here's Cynthia. Here's this. Here's Scott Sayre. Here's Jennifer. What do you think, Scott? Jennifer, what do you have to say about this? Here's that rules change. Steve Albertson is the temporary chair. He's cheating or not. I mean, this is all what the reporting is designed to do, not to be relegated to a press box 3 levels up in the mezzanine where you basically have a pair of binoculars. Look, they just sent an email out, and the guy that handles it, not his fault, nice guy, taking instructions from Scott the Rigger, he sends out an email and he says, hey, if you want photos, bring a long lens camera. You're very far away. This is right in his email he sent out at 5 a.m. today. Bring a long lens camera. And then I ask him, can I pod into the multi-bucks? No, there's no accommodations for that. So you can't even carry the speeches. I mean, this is insane. Wow. It's outrageous.
I mean, especially as Republicans, what in the world happened to your First Amendment rights? I mean, that's what we preach, being believers of the Constitution, and now they're not even letting the media come in at our own convention.
Lie and cheat and steal the convention. Lie and cheat and steal. You know what? I supported John Whitbeck. John Whitbeck has, as the Republican chairman, he has got to step in here. Now, he's coming up at 8:35 today, and I'm going to ask him point blank if he's going to step in and stop this, because that's what leaders do. They step in and stop it. And they have an emergency meeting.
About the integrity of the Republican Party.
Exactly.
To me, that's what it boils down to. And I think RPV is at a point now where they have to do something. We've been talking to them for months.
They've done nothing.
We've come to we're at the point now where they have got to do something and at least let us know that they're taking action.
RPV has to do something. Somebody has to do something. Because basically, I mean, banning the media to me is the final straw. And I got their campaign, the Dunbar campaign operative saying, well, you're not banned. You have a special place. Yeah, you might as well put us in Charlottesville. This is the John Fredericks Radio Network. Kathryn Lewis with us. Kathryn, if people want more info on your campaign, where do they go?
It's easy. Find me on Facebook. It's Kathryn Lewis for Congress on Facebook, or votekathryn.com on the web. Be happy to talk to them and explain what's been going on and why I have to give you some of my passes to even have access to the floor at the convention.
Kathryn, what's your Twitter handle?
It's Lewis for VA, Lewisburg, Virginia.